The Hang Seng up about 0.8%. You're listening to Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer from the ChicagoRadioDeals.com Traffic Center.
I'm Paul Bodenloss with a look at the roadways. On Lakeshore Drive heading southbound between the Oak Street curve and Grand Avenue, it slows down. Also pretty heavy southbound between 18th and the Stevenson. On the northbound Lakeshore Drive, it slows down between the Field Museum and Jackson Drive. Also a little heavy between Grand Avenue and Chicago Avenue. Over on the Dan Ryan heading inbound between Cermak and the Circle interchange, it slows down. Also a little slow on the Eisenhower inbound between Ogden and the Circle. Thorndale to the post office is 30 minutes. From Manheim takes 17. Inbound Kennedy slows down between the O'Hare Extension and Cumberland. O'Hare to downtown is 21. From the junction takes 10. Finally, on the Edens Spur ramp, it's a little heavy between the Tri-State Spur and the Edens Expressway. Tonight, 75 and clear skies. Tomorrow, 89 and cloudy. Currently, it's 90 degrees. Next update in 15 minutes on AM560. The Answer.
If you're looking for a better shooting experience, imagine shooting virtually all your firearms the same day. You can move and shoot steel, draw from the holster, or compete in a 3-gun match. You can exercise that rifle out to 600 yards, even engage in a very challenging sporting clays course or a round of trap or skeet. Do all that and much more at the Aurora Sportsman's Club. Whether you're a novice looking for a basic course or an experienced shooter looking for an advanced course, even if you want to participate in your favorite shooting event such as IDPA or cowboy action shooting, spend an enjoyable day with the family at the Aurora Sportsman's Club, the only shooting facility in the region that offers all of that and more. If that sounds interesting, don't miss the next orientation and a tour of the Aurora Sportsman's Club in Waterman, Illinois. Call the membership department at 815-264-9000 extension 44 for information. That's 815-264-9000 extension 44 to join a one-of-a-kind shooting facility. The Aurora Sportsman's Club.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-503-6673. That's 1-800-503-6673. 1-800-503-6673.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it.
I have 2 words for you. Predator drones. You will never see it coming.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight, David and Gretchen's guests in the studio are Lee Groharing, member of the Illinois State Rifles Board of Directors, and Steve Balich, Will County Board Member, District 7, who is throwing a fundraiser on September 10th for ISRA. Plus, David and Gretchen will be challenging listeners to join ISRA tonight. All that and more on tonight's On Target Radio. So be sure to give us a call at 312-642-5600. Go to Facebook, like our page, On Target Radio, and ask a question there.
And now, from the seething cauldron of personal opinion, it's time for David's Rant of the Week.
It's only $30. You'd think it was the end of the world when I ask, and maybe it is to a certain extent. There certainly are a lot of politicians in Illinois that would like to see you lose your Second Amendment rights. A recent Rasmussen survey conducted shortly after the shooting of 2 reporters in Virginia found that 29% of likely voters thought more gun control laws would have helped prevent the murders. The same survey found 60% of the respondents said they didn't think any additional laws would have made a difference. 68% agreed with Donald Trump's position that it wasn't a gun problem, but rather a mental health problem. Despite the majority of Americans who believe the last thing we need is more gun control, Illinois legislators are already setting the stage to curtail, if not outright take away, your Second Amendment rights. There is only one gun rights organization based in Illinois with lobbyists in Springfield, and that's the Illinois State Rifle Association. Since 1903, the ISRA has been training law-abiding Illinois firearm owners and looking out for their Second Amendment rights by lobbying in the state capitol and monitoring the development and progress of legislation that affects its constituents. The ISRA is also very actively involved in relevant litigation. While many organizations actively supported and helped shape Illinois concealed carry legislation, it's safe to say Illinois wouldn't have concealed carry if it weren't for the ISRA. The ISRA, with its support from the NRA, was the co-plaintiff in Shepard versus Madigan, challenging Illinois' unconstitutional total ban on carrying firearms for self-defense outside the home. The case was brought before the court as a result of Mary Shepard, an 83-year-old co-worker, having been viciously attacked and beaten by a 6'3", 245-pound man with a violent past and a criminal record. The two women were lucky to survive, as each of them suffered major injuries to the head, neck, and upper body. Shepard was a trained shooter and had an out-of-state concealed carry permit, but it wasn't recognized in Illinois, so she couldn't have a firearm to protect herself. The result was Shepard versus Madigan, and that is now our Illinois concealed carry permit. The ISRA has continually been at the forefront of litigating Second Amendment issues that affect Illinois gun owners, such as Friedman versus Highland Park and Wilson versus Cook County, both challenging assault weapon bans. Other high-profile cases included the ISRA versus Illinois State Police over void card privacy, both Moore versus Madigan and State versus Aguilar over the right to carry, and Ezell versus Chicago over prohibitions against gun ranges within Chicago city limits. In the state capitol, the ISRA has several lobbyists who, working in partnership with the NRA's lobbyists, are deeply immersed in anything relating to Second Amendment issues. Now, here's the shocker. If you own just one firearm, whether it be your hobby or to protect yourself and your family, it requires the vigilance and dedication of ISRA employees to assure the state of Illinois and its various governing bodies have little or no negative impact on your rights. In fact, if you think about it, even if you don't own a firearm, it's still in your best interest that law-abiding Illinoisans have the right to do so. And you know what? It costs money to do that. In a state with approximately 13 million residents, 15%, or almost 2 million people, have firearm owner identification cards, and more than 130,000 have concealed carry permits. Now, of the roughly 2 million firearm owners, only about 25,500 are members of the ISRA. Now, let that just sink in for a moment. Only 1.3% of the FOID card holders are members of the Illinois State Rifle Association, and yet 100% benefit from the work of the ISRA. That's flat out shameful. If you own a firearm and you're not a member of the ISRA, you should be ashamed of yourself. Go to our website, scroll down to the ISRA icon, and sign up for at least a one-year membership. It's the best insurance policy you can buy to protect your Second Amendment rights in Illinois. It's only $30 for crying out loud. And that, Gretchen's my rant for the week.
It's true. We've had some great legal victories in Illinois regarding our Second Amendment rights, but Illinois is a blue state. You know, it's not guaranteed that it's going to keep going that way if nobody's, forcing it to go that way. And that's what the ISRA does in Springfield all the time.
You're right. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. You're listening to On Target Radio, and this is AM560 The Answer. We got two special things going on tonight. In the studio, we got Lee Groharing, both old friends of ours. Lee Groharing is in. He's a member of the board of directors of the Illinois State Rifle Association. And Steve Balich, who's on the Will County board along with Gretchen. And Steve is offering a fundraiser coming up on the 10th, I think it is. Isn't it?
Correct.
On the 10th. So we'll talk more about the fundraiser itself a little bit later. So we're going to talk about the ISRA, but also we have another friend of ours here. Nikki is
Yes.
back, and she's volunteered to be a call screener tonight. So here's the deal. And this is going to be like, I'm really going to have egg on my face or not. I don't know which. If we want to see how many people we can get to join the ISRA tonight, call in 312-642-5600, $30, $30 for an insurance policy for your Second Amendment rights. The ISRA needs money. They have to pay the lobbyists. They got to pay the freight. What helps them do that is your $30. Call us. Sign up on the phone right now tonight. You can get 50% off any Safer USA course that we teach this year. So you can get concealed carry for half price, whatever course you want to take. We'll give you 50% off. You'll get a code if you call in and join. So give us a call, 312-642-5600. Nick, you'd be happy to talk to you. Meanwhile, tell us a little bit about what the ISRA is, because not everybody knows it.
The ISRA is the Illinois State Rifle Association. It was formed in 1903, and it became that because of an act that was passed by the U.S. Congress and signed by Teddy Roosevelt, and that was the National Guard Act of 1903. And in that, they knew that there needed to be people in the backup for our military in case of a war starting up or something. So they decided to put states with National Guard units. And part of the training that was needed at that time was, for instance, a civilian marksmanship program, learn how to shoot. And many ranges were formed across the United States, and we trained civilians and military people going into the military on how to use rifles and the such. And so that's how it got started in 1903. And since that time, we have now found out that unfortunately, that Congress wants to try and reduce our rights, our Second Amendment rights across the nation. And the ISRA is the Illinois organization that fights for those rights in Springfield. We have 4 or 5 lobbyists, Rich Pearson, the executive directors down there every day that's in session, and they do a fantastic job. And concealed carry, unfortunately, was forced onto the Illinois legislature by a judicial ruling, and that's why they passed it. If it hadn't been for that, we would probably still be fighting for it. But that's what Illinois Rifle Association does in Springfield. We train at our Bondfield range. We put on courses for safety, for marksmanship. We have different courses that people can take, women on target, things like that. And we promote safety, firearm safety, and we'll continue to battle the legislators in Springfield to keep our Second Amendment rights for all the citizens in Illinois.
We have 4 lobbyists in Springfield.
4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah. Rich is full-time ISRA, and then we have
they're paid lobbyists.
At least 3, I think, at least 3 more who are paid lobbyists. That
yes.
They have a lot of competitions down in Bondfield too, don't they?
Yes, we have our Tuesday night leagues, rifle leagues. We have pistol competitions that go on there, and pretty busy. Our schedule is really busy at the range in Bondfield.
And I want to talk more about what we do, what the ISRA can do for you, and the many facets. The ISRA actually has a lot of different things that it's involved in, so we'll explore that. Give us a call again, 312-642-5600. Folks, it's $30 to be a member of the Illinois State Rifle Association. It's your insurance policy for your Second Amendment rights. Give us a call. And we'll be back with more On Target Radio after these few messages, and you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
How can you get from here to there? We've got.
Oh, what about my going to college?
I tell you last week, you did like some of your best reading last week.
She said that on the way. Oh, she said that. I said, don't tell them that.
I meant to tell you, and then it got lost.
Dave, are we off for like 2 minutes or wait? What are we off for? This is not the long one.
It's like 2.
Okay. What?
Minutes, something like that.
No, I can't keep calling. Don't call me. Don't call me. I'm at the radio. Tell him to watch. He can hear you.
Yeah, you definitely want that turned off.
I don't have it on speaker, but he'll drop dead. But Steve, I'm on the radio. I'm on a 1 minute break, so I can't talk to you, all right?
What's this next one you can talk about?
Well, I can't.
Well, you sort of bled over.
Okay.
You didn't read the script. So we're just free falling now. And that's fine. We pull out of our ass all the time, right?
Hey, you love it? He's 29 years old. He says he's sick. Can you come and pick me up at my friend's house?
Who's this?
My son.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
He's 29. And he wants his dad to pick him up and see.
No, not drinking. Sick.
Oh. Sick?
Sick.
Like sick?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to
Like,
go and take care of
sick?
No, he called his girlfriend.
You should have called her first.
By the time he's about 15-minute walk away. By the time we
That's what George said when I wanted to get in. I go, hey, George, can you let me in? He goes, when I come up here, he goes, next time, ask them first.
How'd you like your first meeting with Firework? Oh, you weren't there. You missed it.
Oh, the committee meeting?
The Forest Preserve one.
Was it good?
Oh, yeah, you missed it. Yes. You're coming.
Well, I think there's probably, isn't there going to be more fireworks at the main one?
Oh, I wanted to tell you, Dave, the Rich said that
Because, and this is funny, Chuck Mayer told
he
Raquel
ordered
she needs to
Springfield
come
was part of
to
it.
the Forest Preserve meeting, and I think that's why.
Looks like that'll be in the budget.
He started talking. I said, I don't care what you say anymore. Just shut up. Okay, you're wrong. Just shut up.
This is discouraging. No one's calling. It shows that I rolled the dice and it came up snake eyes.
Yep, it sure did.
Yeah, you missed it. You had it work.
Even if you want to join, donate, right?
Sure. What?
Even if you don't want to join, donate.
You went ahead and
Something.
Make
yeah.
a donation. Tell the people,
Donate to me.
tell the people watching in the future,
Yeah.
if not now.
Call.
Yeah, they got a table.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, they nothing here.
okay.
The
So we're
raises.
not gonna vote on it?
Of course, the people
a
watching in the
6-5
future won't
tie.
know to call. Won't be able to
It was
call.
tied 6-6, and then
Oh,
somebody
okay.
had to break the tie. It's not pretty. Suzanne Hart was crying.
Was she really?
Yeah,
That's
she
awesome.
was all in tears.
That's awesome. That's
Less than 30
perfect.
seconds, I think, right?
What was I called them all out?
That's perfect. No, I mean, we need her.
And then other people start calling out.
I mean, I
Over
have,
what? They want to give huge raises to the people that are administrative.
Call now for details and get this book before it's too late. 1-800-400-0360. But hurry while supplies last. 1-800-400-0360. 1-800-400-0360.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. We are running a hot special tonight. A hot special. You call in, join the Illinois State Rifle Association. It's only $30 to join the ISRA. Get 50% off on any Safer USA course you want. You can get concealed carry for half price. So give us a call tonight, just tonight only, 312-642-5600. And speaking of the ISRA, our guests this evening are Lee Groharing, who's on the board of the Illinois State Rifle Association, and Steve Balich, who's a member of the Will County Board, along with Gretchen. And we're talking about the ISRA and what it can do for you. The ISRA is really, it's kind of like a diamond. And I don't mean to be trite, but it's got a lot of facets to it. There's a lot of different things that the ISRA actually does.
Yes, lots of it.
Thank you for that brilliant input. Okay, now we only have 38 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Let me tell you something that's going to come up now for the ISRA here. We've been notified by the Outdoor Channel, who is now in 2016 going to have the American Marksman, kind of took over for Top Shot.
Right.
And we've been notified that the range in Bonneville has been selected for the state for the local competition, and then the state competition for that.
Cool.
And then late October, early November, we're going to have Outdoor Channel comes out, looks at the range, and then we may be selected for the national finals.
That'd be
so
neat.
yeah, we're kind of excited about that. Be a lot of publicity for the ISRA and a lot of competition. Be very interesting to see this. A lot of it be filmed for TV.
Yeah. When I say it's a multifaceted thing, it really is multifaceted, because there's the educational mission, which is actually what ISRA was started about, education, and they do a lot of programming. They do it. I know you just got a new classroom built.
Yeah, we just built a new building there for indoor. There's going to be some air rifle stations in there to shoot indoor for winter time. We also put 4 new ranges, pistol ranges, built those this year. Those will be mostly held for concealed carry and more competition for like 3-gun competition where you move around. We needed to get something built for that, and we went ahead and got that completed.
And I'm telling you, that's the thing right now. That is the hot thing.
One thing that I will say about the range in Bondfield, if you like shooting outdoors, it is a gorgeous outdoor range. It's well developed. There's indoor bathrooms. It's covered, every one except for the new pistol ranges are covered. There's 2 covered pistol ranges. There's a rifle range. There's shotgun. I mean, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous range. So if you like shooting outdoors and you're anywhere near the Kankakee area, I cannot recommend it enough.
We sure would love to have people come. We do have in June every year, we have our NRA days, and that is the largest NRA days in the country. As a matter of fact, we usually get about 2,000 people. I know you and Gretchen show up for your show there, and we have a great turnout, and you get to shoot any kind of firearm. We got the ammunition there, and kids love it. The families love to come. It's a great time for people to get out and get introduced to the shooting sports.
And Doug always coordinates bringing in military vehicles. They got displays there and all kinds of stuff. It's a good time.
It's very nice.
Yeah, we actually have a couple of videos on our YouTube as well from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can check out.
So you're listening to On Target Radio. This is AM560 The Answer. Give us a call at 312-642-5600. You cheapskates, $30 to join the ISRA. That's all it is, $30.
I have a theory that, Dave doesn't like me to get anything that he doesn't get. And he's been hearing me announce, join the ISRA and I'm going to get a plaque. And he's afraid he's not going to get a plaque. So that's why he's doing this.
You got a death threat and I haven't gotten it.
I know, right? See, like you have a problem with jealousy.
I do.
You have a jealousy problem.
Okay, let's go on to a different subject. Balich, call me up and make a death threat, will you?
Pretend you're somebody else.
I get them all the time. And that's the truth.
Getting back to the ISRA and away from the death threat.
I know what they sound like.
Getting back to the ISRA. So you have a very nice facility, which is very near Kankakee. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but it's very near Kankakee. But there's a whole lot more. There's sort of these, literally, I think facet is a good explanation, because you've got the lobbyists in Springfield who are watching the legislation and all of that, and that's great. But you also are very deeply involved in litigation. That's a really big thing. And particularly in the state of Illinois, that's a big thing, because look at all this nonsense in Cook County and in Chicago about assault weapon bans and all that. And the attorney for the general counsel, that's the word I was looking for ISRA, Vic, has a list of like 100 attorneys across the state of Illinois. So that if you have a Second Amendment issue, you get arrested, whatever it is, you got issues. He's got attorneys all over the state of Illinois that you can, pick somebody near and defend yourself. That's probably, doing the legislation is a really great thing. But as our Fred Enronkowski always says, the law is the law. The question is there case law? Has it come
Has
before?
It been tested?
Yeah, has it been tested? And the ISRA is very, very deep into doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we found out several years ago that you just can't go down to Springfield and expect to get results. We fought and fought for concealed carry, and it was just we weren't getting close at all until we decided maybe we need to go through the judicial route, and that has proved to be very beneficial for us, because once you get the law, then you've got it. It started with McDonald and went on from there, Heller, McDonald, sure. and that really, really helped us get concealed carry in Illinois. And we were the last state, and it took us a lot. I mean, a lot of people fought really hard to get that.
Well, and it's a tricky game that they play, because I've been an expert on both the Highland Park case and the Cook County case, Wilson. And what they did, I actually never went to court on the Highland Park case. I did a video for it to show, and they used the video in court, but I never went. now it looks like it's going to go to the Supreme Court, which that's really, that would be very cool. But they tap into resources for those cases. Experts were going to come from all over the country. We had a group of people. What's his name was coming up from Florida, and we had people from all over the country. That's the kind of depth that the ISRA gets into, and that takes money.
A lot of money.
It costs money to do that, and the money basically comes from $30. 312-642-5600. $30 is all you got to spend to be a member. And
it looks like we have 2 on the line.
We
to
do.
Be honest with you.
Yeah, we do. None of them say death threat, though. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I think that's probably, it's the other thing. It's the memberships.
It could be. I hope it is. So we've got that. We've got training, and now you guys have started. Richard has kind of gotten a new thing going with the training recently, hasn't he? I mean, he's kind of formalized it.
Yeah, he's got several instructors now. We're doing the concealed carry in Bonneville at Legion. They usually do it, but now we have our building out there, the new clubhouse. They're trying to get more classes in there. We've been doing a lot of RSO training also. A lot of RSOs qualified for the ranges, so we've always got somebody there to answer questions and watch for safety.
I've seen lately they've been saying that Masad Ayub is coming in doing a few classes.
He comes out about twice a year to do some training, some courses, and he brings out some other of his helpers. One's Bob Housengay
and Andy Kemp.
Yeah, Bob Housengay. I think he's got a course where it's called Shoot Till You Puke.
Okay,
or something like that.
I took that course probably 10 years ago. And that's what it's called, Shoot Till You Puke. It was 1,000 rounds. By the time you're done with the course, your thumb is twice its size. Well, they've become a little more politically correct. It's now called advanced handgun skills.
Yeah, right.
But those of us who took it years ago still call it Shoot Till You Puke. Yeah. But the Mass Ayub coming in, I've taken his stuff. There's a guy, if you want to get somebody who really knows his stuff, that guy's astounding.
He's a world of knowledge.
Oh, yeah. And everybody there had laptops, right? And there were so many of us were packed like 3 to a table. And, our elbows are like stuck in our bellies and we're trying to work the laptops. And he's so intense. I mean, he's got a sense of humor somewhere. I've heard it, but he's so intense. And everything he says, it's just like you're typing on your laptop at the speed of light.
You want to write down the important stuff, which means you want to write down everything.
Everything he says. Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit. Steve is not here just because he's the good-looking guy. He's not our arm charm. Steve is here because he's holding a fundraiser. And we definitely want to get to that, talk about the fundraiser. So we're going to talk about that. We got some calls we're going to talk to, and we'll be back in a little bit after these messages with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
John from Crete.
So, do we have our aluminum foil hats ready?
Yeah.
Fun guy, huh? Homeland Security and Federal Psychological Tests to Own Guns. This will be interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to give my college.
I thought Steve was here to be your.
For saying that he likes the show.
I thought Steve was here to be your honorary Jeff Pincus doppelganger.
What's that mean?
I used to do a show here named Jeff Pincus, like from a distance, your spitting image.
Doppelgangers are local.
Shirt, the hairstyle,
So
everything.
this is where I'm coming in on, right?
John is on his meds.
Oh no!
He had well, it sounds good though. He had a thing about Carson and a thing about Homeland Security requiring tests, psychological tests in order to own guns. And I said, go with, I said, both.
Tell him he's got 15 seconds.
If you tell him when he goes in, he hits the post.
Last time he laughed.
Last time he laughed at him.
Yeah, because he knows it's coming.
Because he knows you're
I'm still bringing this in, right?
And Rick is bringing in the segment.
I'm reminding you because it's
only on my script. Why would I know that? Why would I know that?
So finely tuned, well-oiled.
He's got a question about Homeland Security.
John is
exceptional.
There's a term.
As a call-in guest to a radio show.
He's special.
That's
he is. Yeah.
And Gretchen will stick up for him and say that if he's on his meds, you're going to miss the best part.
Yeah, I like him better when he's off his meds.
Yeah, but she's right when she says this. He knows what he's talking about.
But he's trying to talk about 6 things.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Right. Exactly.
That's so many ideas going on.
Exactly. He's like ADD.
So his filter is not.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine someone who treated severe ADD.
He needs his own YouTube channel.
Right.
Yeah.
like ADD
Someone who treated
and cocaine.
severe ADD with massive amounts of stimulants.
What happened to the second one?
That was somebody joining the ISRA.
Oh, see, I told you.
Yeah. I'll ask her if they want the name.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got one. Well, I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good.
Yeah, and I don't know if I've got it. So I probably haven't gotten any.
Where do you send them to?
The website.
Is there a place to put your name?
Yeah, she mentions that. You get a referral.
You click on participate.
Ah.
And then I think there's a referral.
Okay.
Because I know on the forms that you used to fill out there was a referral.
So they don't tell you though? No one, you don't find out anymore?
They haven't said anything to me yet.
You certainly hawk it.
I know I've gotten at least one because I made Ray join. When Ray got on the board, I was like, here, fill this out.
You should have been John's going.
No.
You should have gone.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He was in class today.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
He's delighted
John's
with his name
going.
going on there.
What happened to John? I think Ray was
Wait, which one is
project.
Hey, David, where was he sitting in class?
The black guy. Big black
Maybe
guy.
he forgot what he was going to say.
Yeah, he's about that.
Huh?
Maybe he forgot what he was going to say. That's happened
I
before.
called my psychiatrist.
He called one time and then he hung up, and then he called like 10 minutes after the show was over. I was still living
Oh,
He's like, George, I forgot what I was going to say earlier. Can I get it in? And I'm like, show's been over.
I thought, maybe I shouldn't have said this.
Yeah,
I've been hurt. Yeah. I don't know. Thank you.
You don't see that.
So we got one.
Not in our area. Up north, you see it more.
Well, that at least covers the gas to get you here.
So small.
Yeah, it was a good class.
Right. The farther north you go, the more likely you are to see that. But
See what? I missed what the
no gun sites. And
the north suburbs.
Yeah. Like we saw one in Woodridge.
What was that?
There was Super Rosa.
Super Rosa Pizza.
Yeah. In Woodridge.
McDonald's by my house. The guy
There was
said
one on Central.
he'd like to have a sign to say, please bring your friends. Because he has
another.
They get the green circle with the gun.
Yeah.
I went to places. I'd like to sign up. I was like, right there. Green circle.
Now, McDonald's must have a corporate policy.
No,
they don't.
There's a Diageo
Yeah, but what I'm saying is for the employee.
Called the Super Rosa restaurant.
How do you know?
It's corporate. I'm just saying, it sounds like corporate must have a no gun policy. You said it was, he's getting robbed, right?
Yeah.
Well, if somebody was robbing me, I'd probably present my firearm in a very distinct and
probably the people that work at McDonald's can have a gun for $3. Well, I'll tell you what the general counsel for Jewel told me, because I talked to him 3 times in a week. What he said was, there's no problem with people carrying concealed firearm at any Jewel store, but when we looked at if we allowed our employees to carry one, then we had to make sure the gun was good, they had the training, they had, you know what I'm saying? Because we're allowing it. And they're saying, we're not in the business of doing that. We sell groceries. That's why
the
they
problem
don't.
Jewel has is they have the signs.
I know. It's a bastardized sign.
Yeah.
Politicians, newsmen, and many more. Listen to us each Sunday night at midnight right here on AM560.
The Last Word with Tom and Dave.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
And we're back for more On Target Radio. Hi, I'm Rick Cizak, Advertising Sales Director for the On Target Media Group. If you own a small business and need more exposure to potential customers, and what small business doesn't, we can help. For over 2.5 years, the On Target Media Group has been helping small businesses grow. We offer many different and affordable marketing packages through our partnership program. Plus, we can even help create a custom program tailored to your business's needs. To find out more, contact me today at sales.ontargetradio@gmail.com or visit our website at otmediagroup.net/sponsorship. We look forward to helping your business reach its target.
We certainly do. Our thanks to Ahmed Hurt, who joined up the ISRA. Thank you very much, Ahmed. We appreciate that. You could have stuck on. We'd have put you on the phone and said something nice to you.
I'd also like to say hey to my friend Rob Schultz. He went to Milliken with me, and he said he loves the show.
There you go. And we have our old friend John from Credon. John, how are you doing this evening?
How are you, Dave?
We're doing good.
Oh, yeah. Hello to all of you. I want to make a comment about guns. I heard on Catholic radio a woman who was with Homeland Security and counseling, and she said that there should be a psychological test given. But the callers rebutted her. They said a crook could get a gun from the black market. And also, a caller said if that it would be a dictatorship if the government was giving psychological tests. And I want to hear your comments.
Well, first of all, I can't possibly imagine a dictatorship in this country.
I agree with both of those statements, actually. I think that, yes, if you go too far down that road of trying to heavily screen every single person who wants to buy a gun, it just restricts our rights, and you really have no assurance of weeding out the people who really are not mentally fit to have it. So, yeah, I would agree.
You know, I got to say that this is a pithy subject. And it might be a good show, but I'm just not exactly sure who we'd get as a guest.
Sure.
Because I don't think anybody would disagree that you don't want nutballs getting their hands on guns. I mean, nobody wants that. But how do you draw that line?
It's hard to screen for that.
Exactly. Where do you draw the line? I mean, look what they're doing to vets right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, we've seen letters. We've actually seen them.
They already, I mean, like if you've got something related to mental health that's gone through the court system, that's gone through probate, they know about that. That will pop in your background check.
Yep.
So, there's certain things that will pop. And when you go for concealed carry, at least in Illinois, like if you've had interaction with local law enforcement, even if you haven't actually been charged with any crime, if they've had interaction with you and they don't think that you're mentally right in the head, they can log an objection.
Yep.
So there are, measures in place to try to filter out some of those people who are not mentally right.
Yeah. But as you say, the problem is who decides?
Exactly.
I mean, my doctoral work was in psych, counseling psych. And you know what the truth is? It's just smoke and mirrors.
Well, it's true. I mean, that guy that just did the shooting in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Clearly not right in the head. Clearly, someone who probably needed help, whether or not he was getting it, I don't know. But he got his gun legally.
Yep.
So, it's not a foolproof system.
It isn't indeed. You're listening to On Target Radio's AM560 The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. We've got, we're selling ISRA memberships. They're going like hotcakes. Hotcakes, Balich. You see that? And as a special.
One hotcake.
Well, one, but it's a big hotcake. You know what I'm saying? It's a big hotcake. And if you sign up for the ISRA tonight, you can get 50% off on a Safer USA class. We just throw that in because we're trying to support the group.
This is actually a great endorsement for Safer USA, though, because someone who took your class this weekend signed up for the ISRA and got 50% off another Safer USA class. So he liked Safer USA so much that he wanted to get another 50% off.
There you go. He's a really nice guy, too. Very nice guy. We got about a minute and a half to go in this segment. So I want to get Steve, how did you on the Will County Board, where did this idea come from? You're going to do fun because you did one already. You've already done one. Where did that come from? You got about like a minute, and then when we come back, we'll talk more.
Oh, it was real simple. I lived in Arizona, and in Arizona, you had open carry, and I guess people in Arizona are smarter than people in Illinois because anybody that wanted to carried. We didn't worry about people saying that somebody's not capable of carrying. Everybody carried because you needed to in the mountains.
Wait, you were from Arizona?
No. I moved there. I thought it might be a better place to live. Found out it wasn't. But anyway, I moved there. I lived there about 5 years.
Oh, I had no idea. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and wherever I went, I carried my gun. And I came here, and I've always been an advocate for guns. And so when I got elected to county board, I figured, oh, great, now I can make a law for the county of Will. So I wrote my first meeting. Actually, I hand wrote a ordinance, and I presented it, and everybody was kind of like shocked, to put it mildly.
You have that tendency. Yeah. I'll just point that out.
And Steve never shocks anyone.
So then the ISRA came to the rescue because after about the third meeting, when I kept, because I don't give up, about the third meeting, the ISRA rewrote it in legal terms So it was better legally. I didn't particularly care for it because it was didn't have open carry in it. But that's how it got started.
All right, we're going to be back. We'll talk some more about that with more On Target Radio after a few messages. And you're listening to AM560 The Answer.
Now we will pitch this one. Just before ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Now is for the horror.
Yeah, that was an excellent class today.
Which one?
The instructor class we took. The instructor class from today.
Oh, I didn't do it. I never do it. I can't do it.
It's okay.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
Why is it that in Arizona, everyone can carry a gun?
That's true in Virginia, too.
Why is it that you can open carry? And here we're worried about a guy that's mentally ill carrying.
They don't have mannequins.
Well,
Yeah, and that is the short answer.
But there's not problems there. They have gangbangers there. They're killing each other. Same here. But there's no problems.
Listen, if you go west of the Mississippi,
Until you get too far
until you get out to Oregon, California, then it gets kind of wacky. But west of the Mississippi, that's where the cowboys were. That's where you needed guns out there, right?
And they still have them.
And they still have them.
If you went in the mountains without a gun, you were an idiot.
Well, yeah.
That same way on the south side here in Chicago.
Yeah, my dad doesn't actually own a gun, but he likes to go hiking in Montana in the wilderness areas. There's like federal wilderness areas. It's not national park. There's no rangers. There's very few trails to speak of. There's no cell service, and there's bears, mountain lions, and stuff up there.
I got arrested.
Same thing. If you don't have a gun, you're a fool.
What did they do?
You're not allowed to have one.
I know, but what did they do to you?
Well, the guy says, all the lions were mauling people. It was like happening like every week somebody was getting mauled. And so I said, well, I'm bringing it because I got my family here and I got to protect my family from these lions. And he says, see that sign right there? It says, no mountain lions beyond this point.
Was there really a sign?
For real. He really did. So then he took my gun. And he unloads it and he smells it. And he says, well, you never shot it, so come down to the station and we'll talk about it. And he was trying to scare me. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can just get in front of a judge and tell him that what he said. That was stupid on his part.
It's like, did you see the protest at Mariano's up north? There was a woman holding a sign that said, "Signs save lives."
Signs save lives.
Of everything.
I don't know.
No mountain lions, yes.
But can you imagine he was going to arrest me, or he acted like he was going to arrest me for carrying?
Well, it's, and here's the thing. I always tell people, you're entitled to your own opinion, not your own facts. You're coming back? 46.
Oh, did I misread that? I thought it was 45.
Here we are.
Yeah.
45, you're right.
1-800-605-9211. 1-800-605-9211.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. We're getting people to join the Illinois State Rifle Association tonight. And we're talking about Steve Balich, who's on the Will County board, is your District 7. District 7. Aren't you coming up?
I'm up for election.
You're up for election. Well, you'll get the ISRA vote, I'm sure, at this point.
Well, I hope so.
You'll
Definitely.
You definitely get the ISRA vote. Steve has held, what was it, maybe 3-4 months ago? How long ago was that fundraiser?
It was a year ago.
Was it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is an
This is an annual
thing.
thing.
Wow.
Alzheimer's is
Time,
really.
yeah, time goes by fast. Yeah.
It's hell.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I even set up an LLC for it, so it's easier to maintain for the government. So it's called Constitutional Rights. And all the profit from this fundraiser goes to the ISRA. So I'm not getting, the only thing I get out of it is the pleasure of helping the ISRA.
Well, and last year
that's
was a
important.
really good event.
Yeah, it was the first one, and this
Yeah.
will be better.
Yeah.
You'll have raffles and split the pots. And, it's going to be a real nice event. It's only $35, and that includes your beer and some food.
Gretchen and I will be there. We'll have our booth there. I'm doing the auction this year, right?
Yes, you are. I did it last year and I did a bad job.
I wasn't going to say
That's
that.
so funny. I talked to Steve on the phone. He goes, somebody said they were going to do the raffle for me. I'm like, I think it was Dave. He goes, oh, yeah.
Good to have friends.
But it's at Joliet Country Club on September
Yeah.
10th.
Yeah.
And it starts at 7 o'clock in the evening and ends at 9.
You can pay at the door.
That's right.
And it
Pay at
was
the
a
door.
good time. Everybody had a good time. Well, realistically, you're in a room full of people who you agree with. So that means you're going to have a good time.
And on that night, it will be the safest place in Will County that you can possibly be.
That's right.
It'll be a room full of guns.
That's right.
And yeah, there'll be lots of trained concealed carry people in that room. And so you can't be any place safer on Thursday, September 10th.
And we have some great speakers lined up. We have Rich Pearson. Don Moran. I'm familiar, guys.
Don Moran is coming.
Don
Moran, Mike Fritz.
And then we have Mike Frizzalone from the county board and Margot McDermott from the Springfield bunch.
I want you to hold Moran's feet to the fire because he keeps whipping my butt at the Words for Friends. We got to take him out on this thing. We just got to take care of him.
I will say Rich Pearson is a great speaker. I love hearing Richard talk.
And he laughs.
He does.
Yeah.
He has a good sense of humor and he dresses like a cowboy and he comes in and you think he just got off the tractor, but he's really smart. He's really sharp and he's really funny. And he
was a teacher.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love hearing Rich talk.
So it will be a good time. We will.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm the MC. So this year's going to be so much easier.
There you go.
Because I'm not going to have to do any of the hard stuff.
This year, instead of taking a gun away from Steve, I'll just take away his microphone.
There you go. What have we got? Do we have stuff lined up already?
Yeah. Doug Mayhall's got some real nice raffle prizes.
Okay.
Not raffle, but auction
live
prizes.
Live auction.
So make sure you bring some cash. And then we're going to be doing split the pot with a deck of cards. And we might be raffling off something too. We got to see how many we get and what we get. But it's going to be a lot of fun. You'll no live ammo in there. So we can have a couple beers and not worry about it.
Now, the proceeds go to ISRA. And just to be clear, they're not going to support the range. They're going to programming.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So your money will actually go to doing the types of things that you come to expect of the ISRA. And I think it's probably worth noting, there's really kind of a couple of ISRAs, so to speak, because the range is its own entity. That's a separate membership. You have to be a member of the Illinois State Rifle Association, but it's actually a separate entity that you have to join.
Correct.
And so there's the nonprofit status of the organization. So so the money that is raised is going to go towards supporting the programming stuff.
And I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we really appreciate the effort Steve puts in on this and the outcome of this. We really, at the ISRA, appreciate all of Steve's efforts in putting this on for us. We really do appreciate it.
Thanks.
It's a lot of work, putting it all together.
Well, it's a little easier this year because I did it last year.
There's a learning curve.
And next year will be easier yet.
Exactly.
Steve does a lot of fundraisers, so he's really good at cranking out these events.
That is true. I've noticed that about him. Are you running for president or what? You must have like $20 million stored up by now.
No, all the fundraisers for other groups and other people. I'm only doing one for myself, and that's November 9th.
Wait a minute. All of you do. Why aren't you doing one for On Target Radio? We're threadbare. we're on the verge of extinction here. We need somebody who can raise money.
Well, you need marketing, so maybe that's where I'll come in and help you because I'm getting trained now in marketing.
Yeah, he's good at that. I'm actually going to
a real
advertise
good
on
gentleman
his news thing.
I got a professional from a radio station and TV station that's retired who volunteered to teach me marketing.
Okay, we're going to talk after the show. Speaking of which, after the show, we're doing segment 6.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing.
Not
exactly.
To tell you?
I know. Sorry. We're going to be talking about Melissa Schuster, who is the woman who was attacked in Willowbrook and sexually assaulted and beaten and stabbed. So that's what we're going to be talking about in segment 6.
We'll be talking about that on segment 6. So
check it out on YouTube, youtube.com.
They can find segment 6 by going to
youtube.com/On Target Radio.
There you go. So we got that, and we're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we will wrap it all up. How much you got? Some stuff?
I do.
You got some stuff and things you can do next week. We'll kiss everybody goodbye. So we'll be back with more On Target Radio. You're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Yeah.
And he retired. And before he retired, he set up WLS with talk show and all that stuff. And then he went on to ABC. So Myra Jones. And anyway, a friend of mine said that he wanted to talk to me. So he flew in from Maryland and talked to me with the purple anyway. And
did it do me? And
he said
everyone was
he's
fine.
impressed with all of my stuff. And he says, how can I help you reach more people? And I said,
You could be on radio.
He said that he's going to start from scratch. So I had to go buy a book and the whole bit. And it's all free. So,
well, we need.
I already market pretty good, I think. I think that's one of the things I do well.
I think I agree with you. You're always out there. You're always out there.
He says I can do better. So when I do, I don't charge. So, you know.
We don't have money. We got 4 people online now. Yeah, I mean, if we don't find some more sponsors,
We don't know.
we're done.
It doesn't, probably memberships because it doesn't say income.
Yeah, and that's fine with me.
Well, the book I had to get was The One Thing by Jerry Keller.
Jerry Keller.
Yeah, The One Thing.
And what is the one thing?
I don't know yet, because I didn't even read the book yet. I just
The one thing is buy the book.
I got to teach my kid to show me how to get it on my laptop thing. Or
Oh, you got electronic.
I have a tablet.
Yeah.
The bookstore library didn't have it. And I had to order it. And the guy wants me to have this thing read. It's 281 pages by Tuesday. You'll be kidding me.
This is serious.
Yeah.
No, he says you got to start with baby steps. I'm thinking that's not baby steps to me. 281 pages in a week.
Oh, baby.
He says it's easy reading. So I blew 2 days because my kid had to show me how to get Kindle on my tablet. And then I couldn't figure out how to order the book.
You're good?
Yep.
What do you got?
Could you repeat the website for Schuster? Some lady said.
Fritz, Gretchen, with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. You can watch segment 6 on
youtube.com/On Target Radio.
youtube.com/On Target Radio to pick up segment 6. We got Gretchen, but we don't have a board. So, no, yes, we do. Here we go.
Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
September is Events Month for On Target Radio. The 17th annual Sporting Clays Tournament to benefit Ronald McDonald House Charities will be Saturday and Sunday, September 12th and 13th at the Northbrook Sports Club in Haynesville, Illinois. Join them for a fun-filled day of shooting, side event challenges, a silent auction, raffles, and delicious cookouts both days. To register or for more information, go to rmhccni.org/sportingclays. I put the link on Facebook earlier today. Join On Target Radio on Saturday, September 19th for the Fox Valley Friends of the NRA fundraiser dinner at Gaslight Manor Banquet Hall in Aurora. We will literally all be there. David, Gretchen, George, Rick, and even frequent contributor Ed Ronkowski. Doors open for raffles and silent auction at 4 p.m. Dinner is served at 7. Tickets are $50 per person and include a 3-course plated dinner. To buy tickets, go to friendsofnra.org, call 815-825-3070, or email foxvalleyfnra@gmail.com. I put the link on our Facebook page earlier today. The 2015 Zombie Shoot at the Aurora Sportsman's Club will be Saturday, September 26th. They will let you shoot zombies any way you like, with a pistol, rifle, shotgun, muzzleloader, or bow and arrow. Save the date. The women's holster class that I teach is changing to a girls' night-in format only. The class addresses firearm selection, rationale for female-specific holsters, demonstration of about 9 holsters, and plenty of time to try on holsters and discuss concealed carry. If you would like to schedule a fun, informative get-together for 4 or more women, contact me or David directly by email, phone, or Facebook. The following Safer USA classes are all at our office in Waterman. Saturday and Sunday, September 12th and 13th, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and Gretchen and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry, as well as Florida, Arizona, and Utah. Saturday and Sunday, October 10th and 11th, Illinois Concealed Carry 1, taught by David and Gretchen. Saturday, October 10th, Long Range Rifle, taught by Ed Janka. Sunday, October 11th, Know Your AR Platform Rifle 1 and 2, taught by Eric. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
Always a pithy report. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it winds up. We're winding down in another week. And, you know, I didn't look. This month is our 3rd anniversary.
Oh, is it?
But I didn't look to see which date it is. Might be next week.
Ah.
Of course, if we don't get more sponsors, we may not be here for it, but you know, we're going to try. If it's still coming, we'll have some sort of a little thing.
We need
We'll
to have a cake or something.
Yeah, we'll have a cake or something like that. And I'm being told by George that we have, I don't know. George does these hand signals at which I think are illegal. I'm not sure. 110. George
The 19th is our anniversary.
Oh,
he said.
George is telling me the date.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 19th? Is that what you're saying? I'm sorry.
So
okay.
the day of the Friends dinner is our anniversary.
There you go. Wow. All right. We got to split. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for listening to On Target Radio. Be sure you listen next week when we'll be covering the red meat issues that affect your life.
We'd like to thank our guests, Steve Balich, Lee Groharing, Nikki Sanders, to be our call screener, George Hoffman on the board, our social media coordinator, Rick Cizak, and our sponsors, DS Arms, the Illinois State Rifle Association, the Aurora Sportsman's Club, Stone City Kitchen and Bath Design Center, and Safer USA.
And one last time, Mr. Balich, how do they get the tickets?
At the door, Joliet Country Club, 7 o'clock on September 10th. And come on out. You'll have a great time. And bring cash so you can participate in the raffles and the auctions.
There you go. And as always, thank you, Michael, for making all this happen.
What's the best way to bring people together?
T-shirt!